Yesterday, USAID Administrator Samanta Power announced over $720 million in new funding to intensify the fight against COVID-19 abroad, respond to humanitarian crises exacerbated by COVID-19, and support a global recovery while preparing for future pandemic threats. This announcement caps the end of her trip to Ethiopia, where she emphasized the urgent need for full and unhindered humanitarian access in Ethiopia's Tigray region, and reiterated the U.S. commitment to support African countries in their response to the COVID-19 pandemic. During her visit, the administrator toured USAID-supported food commodities warehouse and a COVID treatment center, and joined humanitarian partners to discuss the response to efforts in Tigray. In the lead up to the administrator's travel, the U.S. announced more than $149 million in additional humanitarian assistance to help people affected by the ongoing conflict in Tigray. Administrator Power met with Dr. John Inka Asang, director of the African Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, to discuss the expansion of the U.S. government partnership. The administrator also held substantive, frank discussions with Ethiopia's Minister of Peace, Mufariat Kamil, and separately with the chairman of the Ethiopian Red Cross. She later had the chance to meet with young civil society leaders to discuss ethnic conflict, Tigray, and the future of the country, among other issues. Before her visit to Ethiopia, Administrator Power spent 4 days in Sudan, where she met with Prime Minister Abdullah Hamdok, Sovereign Council Chairman Lieutenant General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, Foreign Minister Dr. Miriam al-Mahdi, and other transitional government leaders, as well as citizens who led the protests that resulted in former dictator Omar al-Bashir's overthrow in 2019. In a speech to students, academics, and democracy activists at the University of Khartoum earlier this week on August 3rd, Administrator Power announced an additional $4.3 million to support electoral processes in Sudan, making a total of $12 million. USAID has committed in election-related assistance as Sudan prepares for democratic elections in 2024. She spoke with displaced communities in Darfur and Ethiopian refugees who fled the harrowing conflict in Tigray to eastern Sudan, and saw some of the USAID programs that are providing them with life-saving assistance.